Hi, I'm Bud. Welcome to Kimba's Kingdom, the home of everything Kimba the White Lion. On this channel, I'm hoping to connect with fellow Kimba fans like you. So if there's something you'd like to see more of, or less of, let me know in the comments. I want to make the best videos I can for you guys. Today we'll be revisiting the very first episode of Kimba the White Lion ever aired, Go White Lion. This episode is very well crafted, and does a great job of introducing us to the tone and themes of the series. The thing this episode does best is balance. It has the right amount of dramatic action sequences, quite emotional moments, and moments of fun and silliness. It introduces us to the large-scale problems Kimba must face for the rest of the series, the conflict between humans and animals, but at the same time it stays firmly grounded in the personal, individual story of Kimba and his family. The episode is full of dark moments, but it always gives us enough of a breather between them so we don't get worn out, and leaves us on a hopeful note by concluding with Kimba swimming towards Africa in the future. It would have been tempting for the writers to just go all in and make the entire episode a grim and bleak criticism of the terrible way that humans treat animals, but they don't do that. Yes, they show us the dark side of the world and they don't shy away from it. Both Kimba's parents are killed by the actions of humans after all. But they also show us the good side of the world, why life has value in the first place, why it's worth protecting. Through the scenes of the baby Kimba interacting with the mice, the fish and his mother, we see how wonderful it is when new life enters the world and how much joy it can bring. These bright, comic relief scenes are just as critical to the episode's message as the dark and confronting scenes that precede them. By showing us that there's some joy in the world, they make us care more about protecting it. Another thing this episode does really well is imagery. Some of the most visually memorable scenes in the series come from this episode. Perhaps the most impactful image of the episode is when Kimba's father runs up to his mate's cage, only to be shot by the hunters, and you see them trying to hold each other's paws through the bars of the cage. A clear visual metaphor for how they've just been torn away from each other by humans. It's a powerful image and it has just as much impact now as it did in 1965. In the same episode we get the scene after the shipwreck, where Kimba sees the music box from his mother's cage drifting in the water and realizes she perished in the storm. And the scene where we see Kimba swimming back to his jungle home, a tiny white dot in the middle of the dark, endless ocean, a visual demonstration of not only what Kimba's up against trying to survive the swim back to Africa, but also what he'll be up against for the rest of the series. He's a little beacon of light trying to fight against all the cruelty in the world. It establishes the core conflict of the series without saying a word, which is absolutely brilliant. There's not really anything bad to say about this episode. I'm sure if I was nitpicky enough I could find flaws, maybe a few of the mouse scenes go on too long or something like that. But Go White Lion is pretty darn good, and it's a fitting introduction to a great television series. That's all for now, fellow animals. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you won't miss a thing. If there's something Kimba related you'd like to see a video about, leave a comment. I'd love to hear your suggestions. I might look ferocious, but I don't bite, promise.